Hello everybody, this is Joe the Over 40 Model Maker coming to you with part 2 of our series from box to, I guess, tabletop. New title for it. And so we are painting the Emperor's Champion. Now last week I did the base coat of the black armor all the way around. Today, let me grab my trusty Lego pointer here. We are going to do the sword and everything attached to it. We're going to do these strips back here, and then we're going to do the sash that goes all the way down. Let me grab the box for comparison. So we're going to do the sword, these parts here, and then this. Now, I'm not exactly sure what color this is. We're just gonna do as best we can. If I have to do like an Agrax Earthshade tone to it or something, I mean, so be it. Again, these are our models. We can do whatever we want with them. So first, what we're gonna do is we will do these, I don't know what you want to call them, ribbons, what have you. And we're gonna color those. And one of the only reds that I have is corn red. This might not be the correct one that Games Workshop says to use, but we're gonna use it anyways because, again, that's what I have. I'm not gonna go to my Warhammer store and spend $8 to $10 on a pot for something that's just that. So we're not gonna do that. So we'll put a little bit of paint on our palette. And again, these do come in quite thick. So we're going to thin it down with just a touch of water so that it covers better. Remember, more thin coats of paint versus one big blob one. And we shall start. And we'll just come to the back here. And I can already tell that I put too much on my paintbrush. So there's a free blooper for you, boys and girls. Free blooper for everybody. But it does go on nice and thin. Now there aren't any, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Runes or things to be on these strips, so then I don't have to worry about those little finer details, thank goodness. But you'll just want to go ahead and just cover these up. Make sure you get the bottom as well, top and bottom. Just like so. Well, there we go. It's kind of hard for me to paint when I have a phone in front of me and try to keep stuff in focus. So I apologize for that right away. Okay, so now let's flip around to the other side here. We'll just load up our paintbrush here, and we'll try to get as much as we can. And my plan for today was this. I would put the first coat on everything, and then you wouldn't have to sit through the second, or else this video would go on for an hour, which I know would probably bore a lot of you, so we're not going to do that. So I'll just put one coat on, and then I'll put, that squeaking you hear is a box. So I apologize for that noise. Okay, so those are done at that point. And we'll clean off our thing. Wipe it clean. And now we will get ready for the sword. And what I will do first is I will do the handle here, which that's going to be the only brown that I have, which is Bugman's Glow. right there. And my plan was Bugman's Glow. Actually, that's kind of thinned already. I know I put a bunch of water in there by accident, and it kind of thinned the paint out already. So we just have to be very careful doing that all the way around. And again, I apologize. Let's do this way. And just like so. Okay. All right, so we got the handle part there. And we will go. Now we're going to do the hilt. This bottom part of the hilt. Focus. The bottom part here, and then this part right here. Not the blade yet. I have an idea for the blade. Though, so for the hilt and things, I'm going to put that away. We're going to use Retributor armor for that. And then probably take a little bit of nun oil to kind of dull it down just a tad, but not too much. So we'll just take the Retributor armor here, put a little bit on our palette so I know exactly how much I'm using. So now we will get the bottom part of the sword all the way around. Yeah, let's see. Can't really do the back, but we can definitely do the sides and the bottom. Just make sure you take your time. Steady hand. And then we will do the actual hilt. I need to learn how to do this better, guys. I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't do this professionally. This is not my actual job. Whoop. Okay. And then we do a little bit more. Then we'll get this side done. Yeah, this is something where it's going to take two... Come on. Two coats. Two thin coats of this stuff. So this is one where I'm just going to... definitely stop it while it dries and whatever. Okay, so I'm just going to do that for right now. Then, now, for the sword hilt, I'm going to switch my paintbrush here. I'm actually going to go with an enamel. I'm going to go with chrome because I find this particular one gives off a very nice metallic shine to it. It goes on nice and smooth. And let's see here. Gotta get that into focus. Kind of. So for two objects, I can't really do focus, except for right there. And we're just going to do this. All the way down and up, just like so. And then we will do the side here. All the way down. Now, someone might say, well, why don't you use like roofing steel or something from like Citadel colors? And you could. But I find that this actually gives off more of a natural metal shine. And I just enjoy painting with it a lot more. And I will probably end up doing like an all enamel paint at some point. Just like so. Okay. And then I have some enamel thinner for that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get the second coats of all those on, and then I will be right back at the table to finish all this up. One moment. All right, welcome back. So in the time that I did the transition, what I did was I put the second coat on all the ones that you saw me do previously, and then I ended up doing the chain here, doing the belt buckle, the belt, the little thing that wraps around here, the gun pack, and I'm assuming that's a grenade, the halo, ferns, whatever you want to call it, and then whatever this thing is right here. I decided to do that in sunset yellow just because it, you know, there's a lot of, it's just basically black, brass, and silver on this thing. So add a little bit of yellow. Why not? Again, my model, I get to do it. Your model, you do it however you want. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the sash part here. And it goes down here, through, back, underneath the leg, and sweeps out this way. For that, what we're going to do is we're going to use kind of a Corax white to start the process. And then we're going to dull it down with some, where's it at? Some Agrax Earthshade to dull it down. And then while that's kind of drying, we're going to take a little bit of nun oil and we're going to go over the belts and all the brass parts here just to kind of dull them down just a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll get this, we'll shake up the Corax white here as best we can. Hopefully this actually works. Because again, like I said, I haven't used these in a long while, so Lord knows what's going to happen. So we're going to put just a little bit on our palette. Just dilute it down with just a little bit of water. All right, now let's grab this bad boy. And let's actually get a whole bunch of paint off of there so that we can have it nice and controlled. And let's just put it on like so. And I've made a little bit of a boom boom right there, but that's okay. I'll just cover that up with some Abaddon Black after it dries, and everything will be a-okay. And then actually what I'm going to do is take the finer paintbrush and get this little bit that's right above the belt buckle. We'll just fill all that in. This is definitely one also, since we're doing a white on black, that we're going to have to do two coats, two thin coats. So we'll just load our brush up again. And let's... Now, technically, I don't really have to be that neat because, again, I can just cover up the parts that I got with the white with Abaddon Black, and it we'll cover it up. And I will do that, obviously off camera. And so then you don't have to watch it, because that would be tedious and boring for you. Okay, then let's make sure we get the edges, the underside here. All right, so we got that. So now we're going to let that dry, and I will be right back. Okay, now the white on the sash is dry. And so while we were waiting, I did the pauldrons on both sides. That'll be in the next video, how we're going to decorate those. I'm not going to worry about those right now. So what we're going to do for the sash itself is we're going to take just a little bit of Agrax Earthshade. Here, it's going to give it kind of a dirty look. And then we're going to let that dry. Now, with any of these oils from Citadel or any other company that you get your shade oils from, make sure that your workspace is very well protected, because this may have a tendency to drip everywhere. And we are just putting just a thin layer of stuff over the white just to dull it down a little bit. And we're not gonna, it was straight from the pot. You don't have to dilute it or anything. We'll get the underside here. Sorry about that, I moved the camera by accident. And then now let's move to the back. We'll just load up just a little bit more. And what I'm actually doing is I'm taking like a set amount and I'm actually spreading it over the entire piece, so that it does flow into those recessed areas, but also that it does cover the entire fabric, so that it gives it that just rough, grimy, disgusting look. Like so. And then we'll just go ahead and make sure on the underside here we do the same thing. Not maybe as much. Well, maybe just a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. We'll just do that. We don't have to be particularly neat, but I don't want to leave like pools of something. Okay, now for any of these oils, leave them for, I would probably say, a good hour. For that. Okay, so that's the Agrax Earthshade. So let's clean off our little brush. And now we're going to do the Nun oil for the brass parts here. Now, this you definitely have to be careful of, because you can do a really quick job of this very fast, but you can also put way too much on. So here what we're going to do is just put it right, just a thin amount over here to dull down the brass. Maybe a little bit more here on this side. Not too much. Definitely here on the belt. And what I'm going to do is shake this up a little bit more. Get all the pigments going around in there. All right. There we go. And then down here, we're going to get that just to darken it. We're going to do this on the emblem. Here on the back. And here on the gun pouch and the whatever that is. Make make sure it's nice and smooth. And we'll do it here on this part here, just to dull it down just a little bit, not too much. And then up here on the brass parts, to dull it down. And we'll just finish it up here. And with that, friends, we are going to call this video done for the day. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you, first of all, made it to the end of the video. If you did, leave any comments that you want. I'm hoping that you are enjoying this. I'm just going to keep on doing it. And so next time what we're going to do is we're going to clean up on the black. We're going to finish the pauldrons. And then we'll do the base. And then we'll call this... Actually, I take that back. We're going to do the pauldrons, the shield, the eyes, clean up, base, then we'll call it done. All right, so folks, we will see you next time here, and take care, be safe, and have a good time painting.